Hey, everybody, Dr. Jen Spike. We're
Still
back
says
at
though.
the World's Development Apple World Developers Conference.
Dr. J
We
still
got
says
back.
there we go. Now we're live. There
We
we go.
just got back from the World Developers Conference, and what do you think of it, Spike?
Yeah. Oh, it was Nerd City.
Very uneventful. They didn't blow. I didn't feel like throwing my iPhone 14 away and buying whatever 16 or whatever.
Or whatever the new one is. Well, I'm still on the SE. I'm not going anywhere because it's the only thing that still fits in my pocket.
If Siri is going to be like the old Siri, except it's going to ask you, by the way, do you want to use, maybe you want to use the AI?
Yeah, right. Right.
I mean, I don't know. I don't get it. The Vision Pro that nobody is using, they have an AI upgrade for that. Nobody's using it.
I know nobody's using it. Siri, give me directions to the bar. Don't you think you'd rather go someplace else instead of the bar?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, the AI is
actually my Siri's right now giving me a bar.
I think you can't.
Shut up, Siri.
You know, you really can't force the AI apps on people. People
Stop.
It's got to really be something valuable to get people excited.
Right. I mean, all right. Obviously, Google is clever on its searches, but it's sort of like, do you want us to be even more clever? It's like, no, just find my rectal itch cream.
I found Tom Cook by comparison to Jensen Wang to be flat.
Okay, there you go. Yes. You mean Tom Apple?
He was flat in his delivery.
Tom Apple?
Hmm?
So that's what Trump called him when he was in the White House. Tom
really?
Apple. Yeah.
Okay.
Tom Apple or Tim Apple. I'm not even sure if you might have called him Tom Apple.
All right, whatever.
Maybe our audience knows. I can't see my chat right now.
Kramer's going to have a good time lousing it up, I'm sure. And the market gave it the raspberry. They're real bad. Sold off, I don't know, 3-4 points.
Yeah, the market was
Yeah, my whole portfolio is rather flat today because of Apple and AMD. Morgan Stanley downgraded AMD.
Yeah, I know. And it's not like Intel is actually getting a boost on that because Intel's going down also.
No, Intel in the same breath, they said the AMD is
they both suck.
AMD, we're downgrading because it's shitty like Intel.
Yeah, I know, right? Why don't we just cast the white
net? The only thing that's exciting and you buy and you can still buy is NVIDIA.
Right, I know exactly. And now it's at a bargain because of the 10-for-1 split.
Because their mousetrap includes everything, including software now. So they built a better mousetrap.
I'm still hearing buzz about the computer companies that would actually be installing these, like Hewlett Packard and Apple and Hewlett Packard and Dell and the other one. What was the other one you mentioned?
You mean the ones that are creating the servers that it'll run on?
Yeah, the ones that are killing SCMI.
Dell, HPE, and IBM, maybe.
Oh, IBM. Although IBM hasn't really lit the sky these weeks.
Yeah, no, I guess they're taking a back seat to the server war.
I'm telling you, IBM is this one that you really should just have and hold.
They're advertising Watson AI now in a big way on TV.
Yeah,
I don't know why? Who's their target audience that they're advertising?
People who play chess in Jeopardy.
Well, that's me.
There you go.
But I'm not buying Watson AI,
Well, you don't buy it. You lease it for a couple of minutes.
But they advertise it like it's going to write the programs for you. Period.
Right. Well,
and then how much more is it than GitHub?
I have to look.
Probably not much different
than GitHub.
GitHub, it's got so many free APIs, in Java.
Yeah, but GitHub doesn't do anything except store stuff.
Yeah, but it's open access, isn't it?
Yeah, for people to store their stuff, not run.
And so anybody could take it.
Curtis chimed in with Pure Storage, PSTG.
All right, man. We need something new because
Indeed.
Because I'm tired of these old the AI plays that everybody knows about. Maybe that's a little more oblique. Pure storage. We'll take a look at it maybe.
Sure.
Should I chart or you want to chart?
I'm not in the ability to chart. I'm on
chart.
I'm on my tablet.
I'll go. I think I know how to chart.
You remember? I mean, now that Professor Omar's not around, you have to chart yourself.
Yeah, I'm not as good as Professor Omar.
Let's hope PTSG doesn't give you PTSD.
Nobody's as good a chartist as Professor Omar. But
no, I know he really.
We'll give it a shot. You know.
I just draw trend lines. That's all I'm good at.
The world. What does Mike Vincent have to say about the?
He said that the conference was very underwhelming.
It certainly was. I thought maybe I was the only one who felt that way.
Some Syrian enhancements look good, but not at the level expected, he said.
Yeah. There he is.
Yeah, Tim Apple.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the...
Now he's calling it Apple Intelligence. Very clever.
Apple Intelligence.
That's interesting. So Mike sold his Apple.
AI, Apple
talking, he sold his Apple. That's probably very, very wise.
I felt like selling my Apple and my AMD today because both were down.
AMD, I don't know. I'm going to hold on.
It seems like you can't go wrong adding NVIDIA and selling AMD. That's how it seems.
Well, somebody's got to make regular chips.
Does this chart look like it's ready to take off, or is it my imagination now?
Is that the spiders?
Yeah, it looks like it's ready to launch. Banging on the old highs, right?
Well, you got another channel that's the same slope as the prior channel.
Yeah, no, this looks really good.
Yeah, no, look. I mean, it looks like it's making a new channel. In that
I think Professor Omar's 538 is definitely happening, and my 545 is more likely happening, and maybe 600 is going to happen
before the correction.
Yeah, I don't see these. There's nothing flashing correction in this picture. Nothing. So
the good jobs report sort of was supposed to be a killer on because it sort of pushes back when the rate cut might happen.
Can't that all be erased with a weak CPI number on Wednesday?
Right, I would say so. Right.
Yeah,
that's the reason.
I mean, one day doesn't make a trend,
Yeah, no, I'm just saying in terms of what would actually tell people it's time to correct. It apparently wasn't that.
Yeah, I mean, it was good news. The good news was still interpreted as bad news.
Or maybe not. Maybe that's the thing. I mean, it was good news, and maybe it should just be left as good news.
Yeah, maybe. The thing that scares me about AI is that down the road it really could have a real strong negative impact on the job market.
Right.
Down the road. But not yet. So we don't have to worry just yet. Never project more than 6 months in advance.
Yeah, I know. And I mean, they've been saying computers are going to take away our jobs since the 1950s.
I mean, potentially it could knock out half the jobs in America.
And then maybe create a bunch of new ones. Who knows?
That goes without saying, but maybe not as many,
It doesn't go without saying. You gotta assuage people's fears.
Well, yeah, I mean, every time we get a revolution, a breakthrough in technology, new jobs are created, old jobs are lost, always.
Right.
But it's a question of the how many new jobs versus how many lost. And with the AI and robotics and all of that, I'm pessimistic that it's going to be an equal number.
Now, wouldn't it be interesting if how each of these new movements required better education in order for people to actually take advantage of the innovation?
Yes, but
Right.
the education may be AI, so to speak.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What I'm thinking is, might this be the first wave where actually a law degree or a PhD in mathematics would work against you and make you less hireable?
No, but I think what it might threaten is academia, period, because there'll be a lot less professors needed, a lot more automated education
Right.
through the AI. In other words, the AI robot might teach better than us.
Right. But the question is, who's going to credential them?
Yeah, well, they'll get Professor Spike's brain implemented in its memory, and that's it.
Right. Exactly.
And it'll do a better job than you.
Perfectly likely.
Yeah.
I have actually wasted this brain of mine.
So SPY is just looking good. Let's take a look at Bitcoin.
Okay.
My thesis is that when Bitcoin needs to break through in order for SPY to break through, but that's not happening yet either. It's very much range bound.
It's pretty funny how you correlate these two so much when they were both designed to be when Bitcoin was designed to be explicitly non-correlated.
That's true, but yet
It's ironical.
Yet it's even more correlated with the Qs,
Right.
and the SPYs.
Well, just goes to show you never can tell.
This is a very, it seems Bitcoin is like that, choking on it from allergies.
Yeah.
Huh.
But, they'll come out in your backyard like I am. Between the birds and the pollen, you'll be nuts. All right, so let's see. This Bitcoin has it's doing a little bit of a give back, but you're right. That might just be a little burp for some real big move
This is very range bound
right now.
Yeah, 71.5 to 68.3, 66. Say
Okay.
66 to 72. Very range bound. It's got to break through. It can spend
Yes.
a lot of time in these stupid ranges. It's done it before. We've seen Bitcoin linger in a small range for months. Now we've been in this range since about middle of May, but not even a month. It could easily linger for another month. That's Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And if it does that, then the S&P will linger right along with it, probably.
Because we know correlation and causation are the same.
Yeah, well, obviously they're not the same, yeah. Although a lot of people think they are. But.
Right.
Did you see the Fred Krueger explanation of exponential function versus, I don't know what he called it.
I did not.
He talked about one of them being y equal t to the some power like t squared, which would be parabola.
Mm-hmm.
The exponential would be with the t as the exponent, with y equal something to the t power. Is that like population growth?
Right.
They use that as an example. I think that's a classic example.
Sure.
Anyway,
I mean, in these trend lines, by all rights, we shouldn't be using trend lines. We should be using
logs.
We should be using trend exponential curves.
Trend log. A lot of log. Well, he charted Bitcoin on logarithmically, and
yeah, no, that's the way you're supposed to do it, right? You put it on the log scale.
Yeah, and it really
you put the x-axis on a log scale, and
it really made a difference in the way it looks. It looks quite. It looks like the clear-cut pattern. Here, you look at it, you see no clear-cut pattern. Right. But it was remarkable the pattern that emerged when he took a power log or log. Power log? I forget what he called it. And he go on both axes. He used log.
On both axes, interesting.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, we're getting off topic because people don't like the one thing. Unanimously, people don't like is mathematics.
Right.
We're not in a profession that enamors people. You know?
Yeah, tell me about it. Every time I was in a bar and told somebody I was a mathematician, it would be like the end of the conversation.
Yeah, you can't mention numbers, math, sine, cosine.
Anybody who likes that stuff got to be too nerdy for me.
Too nerdy, yeah.
Can't be fun.
I was a nerdy guy growing up, not nerdy anymore.
Not anymore, right? Now
I became a swinger when I got
up. Now you're debonair.
Debonair, yeah. People that knew me, the nerdy me, against the not nerdy me, couldn't get over the difference. Now they called me an anti-intellectual intellectual.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's one of my old friends that gave me that name. Anyway,
I did that education stuff. It ain't for you.
Yeah. Well, you tell anybody you're a PhD in math and they think you're a nerd. What are you going to do?
Yeah, well, it's fine.
And especially if you tell them you're a PhD from Berkeley, then you really.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, what you do is, when you tell them when they're in their 20s or their late teens, they're not interested. When you tell them in their early 30s, they're very interested. Because people
have a different perspective.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, did you want to, if you're so sure that Bitcoin is going to look more like the Qs, do you want to take a look at the Qs right now, just to
sure
sort of point that out? So
you want me to graph it on the same?
No. I just want to see if the Qs are behaving, if the Qs are showing any behavior that's different.
Remember, get a mental picture of this, okay?
Okay.
Now let's look at the Qs. Not exactly, not like that way. The Qs are going straight up, and Bitcoin took a breather.
Yeah, I know. My shorts have been languishing. And what about IWM? Because you were saying that
IWM, I think the Qs are the king again.
It's what it looks like, right?
Yeah.
IWM looks like it's slightly moderating. Yeah, moderating. And we might even be seeing a bit of a down. Oh, no, look at that last candle.
Very nice candle today, yeah.
All right, so when did you say to buy? You said to buy at about 201, right?
I wanted it to close this gap from May 2nd. Let's see if it did. The closing that day was 199.92, and did it hit that? The low of the day was 199.01. But yeah, closed the gap, right? It did 199.92. It closed the gap by 90 cents.
Yeah, I guess beginning of the day today would have been when to buy it.
Yeah, when it hit that, when it closed the gap, that was a buy signal.
Right, because we
look, it's not too late. If this thing does what I think it's going to do, you're going to make money going in.
Right, it is not too late.
No. In fact, even wait for a confirmation on this. Wait for another green candle tomorrow. You don't have to buy at the very bottom, right?
No, you're right.
Okay. Now, what killed me today is AMD.
Oh yeah.
I'm tempted to get rid of it and just swap it into for more NVIDIA. And I mean, this has had
It's still in the range though.
it's really had a terrible downtrend.
No, I know, but look at if you draw the line across the bottom, she's still okay.
Yeah, you're still okay, but the analyst downgrade. I forget his name, Joe somebody from Morgan Stanley. That's a serious downgrade to me.
Right, I got you.
I mean, Morgan Stanley. I mean, Mike Wilson aside, has been pretty good. Notice that they didn't fire Mike Wilson, but you don't see him or hear him anymore.
Yeah, I know. Well, until he's right, and then he'll be out again, and he will be right eventually.
Yeah, but this clearly does look like a bottom what it tested today, right?
That's sort of what I'm thinking. Even if you use the
I'm not going to
trend,
sell it unless it comes down to, I don't know. Maybe you add. Maybe actually the thing to do is to add when it comes to fills the gap at 153. 7 points, but 7 points are a lot lower. 7 points was what it went down today. That's a lot, about 4.5%. But according to this chart, it may very well hold and actually come back and retest the 100. Let's see if it has that resiliency where it trades at least.
Yeah, I'm keeping my fingers crossed because I'm still in this one.
Yeah, I have a nice size position too. Not as big as NVIDIA, but NVIDIA, I now have a lot more shares of NVIDIA.
Well, yeah, now you got 10 times what you had yesterday.
Yeah, I have 10 times as much. An order of magnitude more, So this one, what's the verdict? I should keep it?
Well, I know what I'm doing. I'm keeping it.
All right, I'm going to keep it for a while.
I mean, until you see a confirmation that there really is.
AAPL, despite everything, I'm going to keep my Apple. I'm not selling. You just got to.
Apple is still pretty lofty from the beginning of the year, right?
Yes, but the thing is, if you own Apple and you've been a long time Apple holder, you're not selling. Nobody sells Apple. It's
this is just the day, right? If you look at year to date,
you got Apple fanatics just like Bitcoin. Probably many more actually.
You want to go year to date, right? Just to see, yeah. Well, all right. Look at that.
This is sure is a sell signal, though.
Yeah, it's sort of like take your profit signal.
Yeah, this is one of the biggest involved.
And then wait till it at least hits the bottom of the other red line.
I think so. I think it's gone right back down to 186. I'm going to make that call short.
Yeah, I think that's around where I bailed on it. So maybe I'll change my mind.
It does look to me like it's going to retest this low.
Yeah, that's such an interesting spot.
186, which is another 7 points. That would be another 4%.
Well, I
wouldn't like that too much. But
no, a lot of people would be very, very unhappy. But the chart says what the chart says. I mean, look at what happened between March and May.
Yeah. And if things really get ugly, if we get a Professor Omar 10% correction, it could easily fill this gap at
and then you back up the truck.
173.5. Yeah.
Then you back up the truck and buy it. Could you do, after this one, could you do me a favor and show me Microsoft? We have never really talked
By the way, that would be exactly 10%, wouldn't it?
19. Oh, is it? Oh, I didn't even notice.
Yeah, exactly. Sort of this gap fill would be exactly.
Interesting. Very interesting. So then your line, which is a 5%, does make a lot of sense.
Well, yeah.
The last drop we got was half of a correction,
Right.
and so maybe we'll get another half of a correction.
I think that's what we're going to get, 3 to 5% corrections along the way as it goes up. I think we're in a bull market, short term and probably medium term. So the bull market looks to me very much intact despite Apple's ugliness.
That's just a day.
Let's look at Meta. Didn't Meta have a great day today or a good day?
I never look at Meta.
Meta Platforms had a very nice day today, up 2%.
It did.
You know why? Because everyone poo-pooed Apple AI, and they said, "Oh, maybe we put some money in Meta." I really don't know why it's up like this today, other than it's a good place to have your money, and the old Mac 7 is coming back to life. It's still, all the gains in the market essentially are in 12 stocks, including Meta. You can't sell your Meta, you can't sell your Apple, you can't sell your Amazon.
Right. Do you want to look at Microsoft for me?
Sure.
Only because we very rarely talk about it.
Microsoft is.
It's never given me a time to buy at a bargain.
But it's 3 trillion. What are they? 3 trillion. Right?
This is the one day.
They're the market cap leader, right?
So far.
Yeah, with Apple and Nvidia right behind.
You see, it's never really given me a time to say, "Here, Steve. Here's a cheap."
Heading back to the new highs. It's not giving you a bargain, the entry point. I'll tell you.
No, it's not.
All you see in this crazy stock is higher lows and higher highs. There's no little doubt that we take this out. This high.
Yeah, I tend to agree. And in terms of the AI, they're quietly just stashing all their AI assets.
Yeah, the partnership with OpenAI at 49%.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, they're definitely a leader in everything, Microsoft. So you gotta own Microsoft, you gotta own Nvidia, you gotta own Meta, you gotta own Amazon. It's the same old nonsense.
And what about IBM in terms of this?
IBM.
We're talking about these stalwarts, these quiet stalwarts.
I like IBM partly because I grew up with it. I think there's a little sentimentality there.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at this chart. Right, there was a little bit of a disappointment.
Yeah, but I think like just like the Microsoft chart, we're going to take out the recent high, not the all-time high, but the recent high here.
Yeah.
Of 175.46. That should
you don't see a gap filling anytime soon.
I don't think the 50 may be a little resistance. May, but I think more likely we fill the gap. Yeah.
Yeah, not for a while yet, though, right?
I think we will fill the gap. I don't know when, but I think we'll fill it. That's 182. That'll get filled. Probably make another run at 200 by the end of the year. Even sooner. I think the market is very strong, so IBM won't be left behind. And everybody's whispering Walmart.
Oh yeah, right.
All of a sudden, they got their own store brand that they're launching.
Look at that. Unbelievable.
Analysts are calling for double-digit growth for the next 3-4 years at least.
This stock was the locks for so many years.
Yeah. Look, I mean, if you get double-digit growth on a giant corporation like this one, it's going to move up. It's going to move up probably double in five years. It's not bad to have a double in 5 years. We're spoiled. We like doubles with Nvidia like in 2 months.
Yeah, right. Exactly. We're spoiled. But no, and this did not disappoint. I mean, look at that gap we got a couple of months ago.
Yeah, and I don't think it fills this gap.
No, I don't think so either.
Maybe if we get a Professor Omar 50% correction.
Well, what does 20% from there take us?
Professor Omar, I think it's going to go up higher, and then we're going to get a big correction. It may take us down there.
But 20% will still take us above 50.
Yeah. What did it split? What, 3 for 1 was the split?
It split 3 for 1. It was about it was hanging around between 145 and 155 forever, and then it split 3 for 1. Yeah, and right after that, it jumped to 60.
So it's equivalent to 180 and 80.
Yeah, it went from 150 to 180.
Yeah.
Actually, more than that because it's
198, right?
Yeah, almost 200.
Yeah.
So that was nice. That's been a nice little reward.
And I was stupid enough to sell 1/4 of my shares.
What at the jump?
No, or much lower. I think around 160 I sold.
Yeah, no, I got rid of some then also.
I mean, it doesn't look like much lower now, but compared to 200, it sounds like much lower.
Right, but remember, even during some of the bad times, this was in the 130s.
Yeah. All right, so Walmart looks like a good one for quiet play.
Yeah,
quiet play.
And there's probably still a bunch of AI in here as well.
I hate to use the word safe play because nothing's safe.
Right. No, but I'm saying if these guys may quietly be in AI in terms of the shopping also. We just don't know about it.
We've been talking Mara, Professor Omar said now is the time to buy last week, remember?
Oh, really?
Don't you remember? He charted it. He said now is the time.
Yeah, yes, he did. Because we got that little wedge happening.
Yeah, and we're sitting at the 50. So if last week was the time to buy, so is this week. But then again, it's also caught in that same Bitcoin trading range, you see?
Yes.
You want me to put it in? It's in that Bitcoin.
No, we could see it. I think.
Yeah.
It's in that. Yeah, that the last month or so, it's just been in that range.
Yeah. At that Bitcoin trading range. Well, no surprise because it is basically Bitcoin, in one form or another, right?
Well, then these aren't miners, right?
It's about the same length of time from mid-May, right? Mid-May, May.
Yes.
So it's got the exact same trading range. I mean, different numbers, but it looks the same.
Yeah, no, you're right. It could be ready for a breakout.
The only difference is Bitcoin's at the high end of the range. This is at the low end of the range. So maybe it's a range play. You sell it at 22.50. Buy it at 19.50, sell it 22.50. It is a miner. It's like Wolf.
Yeah, I was going to say Wolf probably has a very similar looking picture.
Yeah, and Hut did very well. Hut had a good move. Another miner.
Right.
What else did I say?
And how about your iBit? How did your iBit do?
How did what do?
Your iBit.
iBit is the same as Bitcoin, same chart.
Okay.
Exactly. I mean, they do a very good job in mimicking Bitcoin. You basically are buying Bitcoin. They have to buy it. It's a pure play on Bitcoin. If you put in 73,000 or 70,000 worth of iBit, then the fund, the trust, whatever it's called, the ETF must go out and buy it on the market. So yeah. You want to look at some of the metals that are doing yucky?
Did you want to do IMPUI, or did you want to do GLD?
Which one?
Let's do GLD, because I'm sure more people are holding gold.
I think I wrote down gold. So gold.
Is that today? Oh, that's not today. That was yesterday.
This is actually a bullish candle off of this big red one. I think gold. I'm bullish gold. I think gold could go to 3,000 very easily. And so GLD would go to what? If gold if the metal goes to 3,000,
Essentially, you multiply this by 10 and then a little bit more.
It's something like 2,300 the metal, right?
Yeah, exactly. It is.
So it's I don't know, 30% move, something like that. Let's call it 30%.
Well, yeah. No, I think I bailed at 180, and now it's what
30% on top of this will give you another 60 points, 60 something points. I think.
Are you really looking for $3,000 gold?
I'm thinking 275 on GLD. That's my call.
Which gives you about 2,800 gold.
Well, a little more maybe 2,800 to 3,000, something like that.
Wow, who'd have thunk it?
I'm a gold bug in my old age. And I always stayed away from gold. But
right.
I didn't buy it, but I just think it's going up.
Understood. Yeah, no, I'm holding what I have.
I could chart the actual, yeah.
Youngson wants to know what mstr. What do you think about MicroStrategies?
Let's take a look at it. I like,
and we can end with that one because we're hitting our time.
Michael Saylor quit selling it, so maybe it's good. He was selling his own company's stocks, just like still
looking a lot like the Bitcoin plays you were showing us.
Yeah, we're range bound here. I guess all the Bitcoin plays are going to look like this, right?
At least for a little while.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of optimism out there, so that's a good reason to sell.
There we go. Is it since May?
Again, yes.
May 15th, the same day, you know?
Yeah.
It's interesting, though. Bitcoin is at the top of its range. Mara at the bottom of its range.
And this one right in the middle. Yeah. Isn't that funny? Little Goldilocks.
Right in the middle, yeah. So that's interesting. I don't know what you make of that, but it's interesting. Okay, so, that's it. We did a lot. And, us guys, we talk a lot, but we say some important things occasionally. So it's important for the viewer not to miss any part of our.
That's right. That's right, Dr. J. You are right, sir.
My thought on MicroStrategy is Bitcoin goes up, this one goes up, and goes up greater, proportionately.
Gotcha.
So
leverage on it.
If Bitcoin goes up 100% to 140,000, MicroStrategy will go up probably 1.5 times, something like that. And the opposite is true. Bitcoin collapses, MicroStrategy will collapse more.
Indeed.
So it's Bitcoin on steroids. All right, Professor Spike, thank you for an inspiring half hour or so.
Yes, thank you. And we'll see you later in the week.
Very good. Take care, everybody. Bye to all our viewers. Don't forget to give us that thumbs up. That's a like button, right? Hit the like.
Yes.
And what else did I got to do? Subscribe to the channel.
Yes.
I think the channel is called Talking Stocks. I think I changed the name.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just hit the subscribe button. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Hasta luego.
What's the harm? Bye all.